Hello and welcome to Admit One, your movie and TV podcast, right here on Rabbit Hole Media. I am one of your hosts, Jack Nedley Thompson. As always and as usual, I am joined by one Kristian Lasham. Hello.
Hello, how are you?
I'm all right. I'm very sleepy. How are you?
Do you know, yeah, mate. Oh, yeah, it's bad. Yesterday was exhausting. It was a really busy day. I'm knackered. And then I had loads of food. And you know what having loads of food does to you? Makes your body shut down.
Indeed.
So I'm still digesting my dinner from last night.
This is fair. I find it weird though because you can have that and then still be hungry.
No, yeah, I've been hungry.
With that feeling of death by food.
Yeah.
And then they just go, "You're hungry," but you're like, "I don't want to eat anything." Yeah, it's the worst. It's the worst. But also
otherwise
zero regrets.
Yeah, otherwise I'm good. Yeah, I had some steak.
Steak is good. Steak is good, particularly Miller and Carter steak.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
Even better, I didn't have to pay for it.
Oh,
It's free steak.
fancy. I was going to say maybe I'll go to Miller and Carter on my birthday, but I'll have to pay for it. So maybe I won't, considering it's £1 million. We're not here to talk about steak, although we may as well, because steak. This is Admit One, your movie and TV podcast, right here on Rabbit Hole Media. If you like what you're doing and what you're doing is watching us, you can follow us on Twitter at rabbithole_UK. You can subscribe to us on YouTube where you can see us anytime that you wish. You can follow us on Twitch at Rabbit Hole Media, and you can join the chaos and carnage that is our conversations over on our Discord.
Indeed.
And now you can join us on Instagram at rabbithole_media_UK and on TikTok at Rabbit Hole Media for all the behind-the-scenes tits and bits. If you would like to support us, head to merch.rabbitholemedia.co.uk for a wide range of merchandise that's only gotten wider. And finally, if you are an Amazon Prime, if you're watching us live on Twitch and are an Amazon Prime member, you get one free Twitch Prime membership a month. Please find us within...
Find us.
Please find it within your... It was going so well. Please find it within your hearts to give that membership to us. It doesn't cost you a penny, but it goes a very long way in helping us bring you the shows that you love.
Shit.
Indeed. Of course, we are here today to talk about the Fast and the Furious Tokyo... The Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift. The third out of 9 of these Brum Brum and Grr movies. So, what are your general thoughts of Drift?
I honestly think this is one of the worst films I've ever watched.
Really?
I hated this.
Really?
I was so bored the entire time and irritated. And just, I was sitting there going, Jack likes this one. I don't understand.
It's the best one so far. Yeah.
I can't see that.
No. It's better than the first
It will
one.
be an audience. Sorry, it will be a Hannah vote at the end of the night.
Yeah, because I don't know why we fucking bother. No one's fucking showing up. Fuck the lot of them.
I'm intrigued to, the whole point is we said we're doing an elevator pitch to each other and stuff. So I'm really interested in hearing your thoughts over the course of this as to why you'd say it's the best one, because I thought it was dull. I didn't find the plot in any way interesting or captivating. I thought there was no character, not characters, like character. What's the other way to? Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean by character? There's no charm. There's no kind of like. Everything felt bland. I thought the lead guy, his name I don't remember, was just wooden and dull and uninteresting. It was sexist, misogynistic, and just
So are 1 and 2.
yeah.
So I don't.
It is. This one just seemed to take that to a whole nother level of that was the point of it, as opposed to it just being in there. I really didn't enjoy my time of it, and I switched off for a bit of it. There was a point where I was like, I've zoned out. I wasn't even doing anything. I just zoned off. I was like, oh, hang on, pay more attention. Film, cars, driving, brum, brum. I did not enjoy my time with this film.
Fair enough.
Do you know what my favourite bit was? Oh, wait. Spoilers?
Spoilers.
Favourite bit was Vin Diesel at the end. It started teasing up that something was going to happen. I was like, well, Vin Diesel's going to be here now, isn't it? Surely that's going to be... It's either going to be Vin Diesel or Paul Walker. It'll be one of the two. I'm glad it was Vin Diesel. And then instantly I was like, this film's already better. There's character now. There's charm. I like this. This Vin Diesel has a certain amount of charm and charisma about him, which now the film has some. I don't feel like it had any before that point. I was just, okay.
Very much disagree.
No, that's fair. But tell me more. Tell me why.
Well, for one, I think Han is one of the best characters in this entire franchise.
I don't have much of a problem with Han. I wouldn't say. I mean, is this because he dies, so he's not back unless they reincarnate him somehow. I see. They do some bullshit. That'll irritate me in a future episode.
No, it won't. Oh, well, it will, but it won't. It won't. You'll be annoyed at first, and then you'll be not annoyed,
right.
And then you'll be annoyed again.
Future spoilers, he's coming back. Fine, whatever. So maybe later on that he'll not redeem himself, but he'll prove to be that better character, as you say, one of the best characters in the franchise. But for me, like, nothing has compared yet to, I think, the chemistry of Paul Walker and Vin Diesel in the first film.
That's fair. I just think with these early Fast and Furious movies, the character stuff gets way better. I don't think it's outstanding in any of them, so I'm pretty much basing this on the car stuff, which
That's
is
fair.
what this
That's fine.
movie's about.
Yeah.
And in this movie it is above and beyond what they could have possibly even imagined the first two coming out to be.
I agree that from a car car filming point of view, car stunts, the racing, all that kind of stuff, that is better. I completely agree.
For one, it was humans driving cars
Yeah.
as opposed to
and that's obvious
computers.
as well. Like,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
obvious. And I agree with that, but overall as a film, I just found like that wasn't enough for me. It was just everything else was like cool car. Oh, cool car trick. Oh, fuck's sake, no, I got this again. And it just that irritated me throughout the entire film. So I just wasn't able to really connect to any of it. Whereas with the first two, there were car chases and stunts aside, there was something I could connect to with it. It felt like I could connect to a character or connect to some characterization or to a relationship. I just didn't have that with this. I just didn't care about any of the people in it. And
yeah, that's essentially how I feel about the second one, to be fair.
don't get me wrong, the second one was not much better. I think the saving grace,
significantly worse.
the saving grace for the second one for me was I'd already had like a, I knew Paul Walker's character, whose name I've forgotten while I was about. Brian. I knew Brian, so it was kind of like
None of them are fucking cool names.
No,
do
I know.
They're trying to make it, we're these really cool people. And
Brian.
we've got Brian, Dominic, Sean. Twink. That's a skinny gay boy. Literally.
No, sorry, I interrupted you. Sorry, carry on telling me about.
Well, Hannah he could have won that race at the end easily by any race in that film could have been won by somebody not drifting. I think the whole point it was as a drift race as opposed to a race. But who cares? Donkey Kong then just decided to start ramming everybody anyway. So I will admit. So one thing that does bother me about this movie is it's a 55-year-old man playing a 17-year-old.
Yep. So wait, it was just like Camilla started watching it with me, and the first thing she went, "They're way too old to be in school."
100%.
It's
all
insane.
of them.
Everyone on screen.
In particular, him.
Yeah,
he's
I know.
balding.
He's clearly, he looked older than the guy playing his dad. I'm exaggerating a little bit, but close enough.
They definitely weren't father-son
No.
age. Like, if there was a child from that man, Sean is the uncle.
Yeah.
Like,
Absolutely.
but yeah, it's the same with everything. Anyone who looked mildly of an appropriate age was Bow Wow because he looks about 12. But yeah, everyone else was infinitely older. They openly admit that the main villain is pretty much a nonce. What's with all these schoolgirls? It's like, have you ever thought about pursuing this angle? You want to get rid of this man? Pursue the paedophile angle. It's probably easier than his dad's in the Yakuza, his uncle's in the Yakuza. Like, I'm pretty sure even the Yakuza don't approve of such behaviours. But here we go.
I'll be honest, I don't really know what the Yakuza see as their political views.
No, neither do I. But I mean, I don't think there are many political parties. Not that the Yakuza is a political party, but you know what I mean.
Sadly, I think you're wrong. I think there are many political parties.
There was a joke coming, but it's...
I had many jokes. But
no.
I chose not to say them.
Would be told off, I think.
Yes.
So we'll not do that. But yeah, I really like the car stuff. And I love Han, and I mean, there are no other good. He's Twinkie. He's Twinkie, not a twink. So he's actually a cake. Yeah, but they call him Twink. It doesn't matter what his actual fake name is. They still shorten his nickname.
That'd be like me calling you Net.
Yes.
I could have gone for a different joke completely. I didn't. I'll tell you off there.
Does it have anything to do with Andrew?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it does.
Okay, in which case I know what you mean. But ridiculousness. All around ridiculousness. But there is a lot of shit in this movie, and by and large, it is not one of the good ones. But I just think of the three, I don't think any of the three we've watched are any of the good ones. So I think it's...
No, and I am aware that that's the case. Like you said from the beginning that you don't think it starts getting good until like 5, I think you said.
Yeah.
So, I was aware of that. I think it's just that... I liked the kind of undercover police thing of the first two. Mm-hmm. I liked that. I liked that angle. Obviously, this film isn't going down that angle. It's kind of just, these are some people street racing, and now there happens to be the accuser.
This is before they knew what the fuck they were doing with these
so
movies.
off cuff to what the first two are. So it's just kind of like everything I did like about the first two wasn't in this. Mm-hmm. So it's just like, okay, I'm just watching some car scenes. Okay, great. But a movie needs to be a lot more than just some car chases for that to me. And this just didn't give me any of those things I wanted, from the very beginning, it's just like, here's a kid who's not a kid. And there's some more. And they're partying, and it's like, this. I'm sorry, that girl at the beginning.
Yes.
She is a bitch.
Yes.
Like, just, I'm going to flirt with you, and then my boyfriend comes along, is annoyed that I'm flirting. I said, why don't you two both race for me, and then get dickheady with my boyfriend when he's losing? I thought you loved me, says the one who's just whoring myself out to this guy.
Yeah.
I was just irritated.
One
by it.
thing, to be fair, I like this movie more.
She should have
based
died.
on things.
When they crashed, I went, well, at least they're all dead now. Oh, they're alive with a little cut.
I like this movie because of a lot of how shit it is. I will admit. This is like a Schadenfreude experience for me because as a nerd, it is very. I'm fully aware I'm not at the cool table. These people aren't. Just because it's not superheroes doesn't mean you're not a nerd. You're car nerds, and because it's cars, you think you're cool. And all of these people think they're so cool, and it's just funny watching people who think they're cool.
Yeah, no, I agree. I'd argue we're cooler than most cool people.
Agreed, because we know we're not.
Yes.
Exactly. And most of the cool kids you knew from school are heroin addicts in dumpsters. Or ex-heroin addicts in the fact that they took too much and are now dead.
Yes.
That's usually the way it goes. But
the X-Men we were talking about before the show.
Lord. Hannah says, old leading man is actually younger than me. He was younger in this than Tom Holland is now.
Fuck off. No,
he looked about 37 in this movie.
Wow.
He looks even older now. Dickhead statement of the day goes to Jack. He looks older than he did 15 years ago.
There are some people where that statement is inaccurate.
Oh, that's fair.
So,
that's fair. He's younger than you. Maybe you're just old. I jest.
And they should have all crashed. They all should have died, in that first crash. Sean flips that rust bucket over 1,000 times.
With a very odd Tabasco product placement.
Yes, yeah, I thought that. He's dead. Like, they're not surviving that easily where they're just sat in an emergency waiting room. Like, that is level 1 trauma, paramedics rushing from around the country, life-saving procedures, extrication from the cars. Yeah, but not just sat in a waiting room like, oh, got an ice bag on my... They're fucked up. I don't buy it.
People have survived worse.
Like watching this movie.
1982, he was born.
Wow. They should
Okay, so he was still 25 or whatever when he was 24 when this movie came out, which is younger. But, I mean, comparing him to Tom Holland, who looks 7.
Yeah, I mean,
is...
but he does look like he looks like an old man.
Yes, he does.
Regardless of whether or not he is an old man, he looks like an old man.
To be fair, I would probably... No, I was going to say a terrible thing then.
Okay.
I'd probably bully him if he looked like that in my school. I wouldn't really, because I looked like me at school. So
Troll in the dungeon.
yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Somehow I forgot about that, and you remembered. But yeah, the whole race at the beginning where he just drives. I'm sorry, it doesn't matter. You're a teenager. You're not gonna with a car. You're not gonna. I'm gonna drive through this house.
That's what I mean.
But
That's what I mean. He looked old enough to be Tom Holland's granddad.
yes. But
And there was a lot of that. There was that for the entire film. Of him just doing things.
yeah. What? Why would this occur?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And that was, I think, that combined with the fact that it didn't have this kind of like undercover police angle, which is what I generally liked about the first two, was just like, right, we're not giving me what I want, what I liked about the first two. I don't have the characters from the first two. This is a, hello, studio heads. I've come up with an idea of a street racing film. I'd like you to make it. And they've gone, well, if we slap the Fast and Furious logo at the beginning, we might be able to sell more of it. It's such
it absolutely is that
use of that. And I know like film studios were doing that, or they do it now, but even more so in that era. Like it's 2006, I think this one.
Yes.
So it's very heavy of that era. I still take umbrage with that, and it doesn't make for a good film. And I just don't think this did nothing for me. I really just didn't enjoy my time with it. I was regularly irritated by it. I was often bored by it. And that's about all I have to say on it, really. I agree. The car stuff was good. There was some really good sequences in it. There was some good drift racing. There was some cool cars. I agree with all of that. There just wasn't enough for me to get past the issues I had.
This is fair enough. But yeah, as I said, I really enjoy just the ridiculousness. I love I love the expectation that a Yakuza, a high up Yakuza member, is willing to settle a moment with two teenagers racing down a mountain. I love that's why I kind of love this. I love the fact that it's absolutely fucking nonsense, and like at the same, and the rule of not racing for Sean when he went to Tokyo was imposed by his dad as opposed to the police. The nonsenseness of if you go fast enough, they won't bother trying to chase you. And I was just like, I wish.
Yeah.
Like, if that was a thing, everyone would just everywhere.
Also, it's 2006. They had speed gun. Like he had a speed gun. They've got the ability to issue a speeding ticket.
Oh yeah.
Now, police won't chase you. Unless you're going way too fast. Actually, yes, the other way. If you're going fast enough, that's what will make them chase you.
Otherwise, they'll just send you a piece of paper.
Send you a ticket,
yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I love that nonsense.
The oldie flip phones.
The fucking flip phones up the mountain thing. I was like, what are they connected to? How are they? Twitch didn't exist. What are you watching? And then you've got this fucking... We're in a room with... decent internet capabilities and modern 15-year later technology. They're on a mountain and they have a better OBS scene change setup than we do with fucking Motorola Razrs. Who's filming it? Everyone. That's the point. Each like group of people down the mountain is filming the different road. And so it's all... I don't know how the people who are then filming a corner are then watching the next...
Yeah, I couldn't work that out. And then who's taking all the video clips together and editing them in real time to live stream? That wasn't a thing in 2006.
And the Yakuza gave him time to build an entire car. Yes, exactly. It's all nonsense. I will say the plot of this film The plot of this film is fucking stupid and is nonsense. And it's just a case of, like, I'm sorry, no 17-year-old has fallen in love so hard that they're willing to fight the Yakuza via a drift competition.
In general, like, the thing, he just walked in, saw this girl, went, she's all right, and then was like, yeah. And, like, if I think any sane person moving to Hong Kong, right? Hong Kong, sorry.
It's in the film title!
Tokyo. Or anywhere. Hong Kong as well. The point still remains if you went to Hong Kong, right? Met a girl, you're like, yeah, right, okay, she's cool, she's nice, whatever. She's sweet, she's hot, great, whatever. Works out quite quickly, her boyfriend's a bit of a badass, bit of an issue, is going to fuck you up. I'd be like, there'll be another girl.
Or even if there isn't, I have hands.
Yeah. But he's just like, I'm going to keep going in on this.
Yeah. And also, like, for no real
reason. There's nothing going on.
Like, what? Okay, fine. By the end of the film, the implication is it's been months since he moved there, or whatever. But, like, to even get to that point, like, you've had one conversation. That didn't even seem that interesting. She insulted you for only liking the size of engines, and then you got told to fuck off. That's also the second time that's happened to you in this movie. Stop it! This is exactly what got you sent to Japan!
That's funny. I did also, the other thing I thought was weird, like, he happened to go somewhere where everyone was into cars and racing. How many, like, that's just, what?
To be fair, these sorts of things do exist. And pretty all over the place, so it's just a fact of knowing it exists.
I guess.
More than anything.
I guess.
It's like, your general person isn't going to fall into a fucking Comic-Con, are they? But they're pretty all over the place and pretty regular. Obviously, I don't know how they've just taken over a multi-story car park on a regular basis.
They keep doing stuff like that as well, everywhere he goes.
But I also don't know where he got the money to just build this random Mustang. At the end, it was a very fucking nice car, though. I was like, sitting there the entire time going, and then it made a noise, and I went,
He also learnt to drift real quick.
I don't know how long it was meant to be over. He learnt in a montage.
No, yeah, okay.
That's the problem with a montage, is you don't know if that was a montage of a day or 9 months.
Yeah.
My implication was it was a few weeks. At the very least, I agree. It's still very quick. I don't think I could fucking learn how to... Well, considering it takes months to learn how to drive... Okay, admittedly, that's with one lesson a week. I'm pretty sure there are courses that you can learn in a week.
You can blitz them, yeah.
Yeah, and that's insane. I wouldn't trust myself to be on the fucking road after a week. Even if I had learned all day, every day for a week.
I don't really trust myself to be on the road now.
No, I trust myself perfectly fine. I just don't trust anyone else.
Anyone else, good point.
I think it's known fact that when I'm in a car, I'm the only one who can drive. Yeah.
Hannah's just said there, I always think teenage boys who hang out in car parks with their cars and hot girls is just a precursor to dogging. I would argue that would have been a better movie. Hang on, there's probably a version like that, actually, to be fair.
The Fat and the Curious Tokyo Dick or something. The Fat and the Curious is a bit of a. There was a.
It was mainly Tokyo Dick that I enjoyed then.
Right. It was. It's a photo.
What do you mean,
a paparazzi scum shot of Vin Diesel looking over a balcony, and he's clearly put on some poundage. And it's just The Fat and the Curious is literally what it was called, and it tickled me. But also, like, he may have put on some poundage, but you know he's going to show up in Fast and Furious in like 4 months, ripped as pig shit. So you can mock, but you also wouldn't be able to do that. What else ridiculous happens in this movie? Many things. Why are there so many parties? And they made a joke. There was the party there where like Han and Luke.
Han. I really need to get this final drift to use the force, Sean.
Well, it doesn't help that Han and Luke is obviously a more commonly said,
Yes, yeah.
two
then
commonly
Han
said
and
names
Sean.
together, and the actor's name is Lucas. So that doesn't help. So when Han and Sean walk into the party and all the girls are like all over him, and he goes, "Don't touch him, girls. He's underage," and then they just handle him some more in more aggressive ways. I'm like, what is Japan? Like, don't touch him. He's jailbait. Oh. This movie is problematic in so many ways. That is the problem when it comes down to, A, movies, and B, having actors who are way older. Because they just think, oh yeah, but they're not actually rubbing up someone who's underage. He's 56. They're just like, yeah, but you're portraying him as a 17-year-old.
It's weird.
Yeah, it's like everyone going, oh yeah, Daenerys Targaryen is hot. Clarify, you mean Amelia Clark. You don't, Emily Clark, that's someone from, that's my old friend group. You mean Amelia
Jack's
Clark.
just admitted something.
Do you mean Amelia Clark? I hope so, because otherwise you're talking about a 14-year-old girl.
I don't know how old I haven't watched that film. I haven't watched that program.
I don't know how old she's meant to be in the show, but in the book she's 14.
Let's see.
So, problems. But anyway, there's many ridiculous things in this. I just want a garage where I can take my car and suddenly it's better. Also, they've just gone with the Evo again.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's the go-to kind of like street racing car, isn't it?
No? Well, depends where. In Japan, it makes more sense, but
I feel like it's because like Need for Speed had the Evo a lot as kind of like cover cars and stuff like that. So I feel like it's got like a quintessential look as being a street racing car.
yeah, it's like the Japanese car for street race and the Mitsubishi Eclipse. I do like the fact that each one of these films seems to spawn like an iconic car, even if it's not the one you're thinking. Like in this one, you would think it was either the cover car, which is Donkey Kong's Nissan, or Sean's black Mustang at the end. But no, it's just Han's orange Mazda. That ends up being like the iconic car of this one. And in the last one, it was the Skyline as opposed to the Evo and the Eclipse that they end up using for most of the film. And in the first one, it's obviously the Wheelie Mobile. Because that car pops up a lot.
Maybe in the fourth one, they'll have the Mystery Machine.
Ironically, Paul Walker wasn't invited, but they put Vin Diesel in. Vin Diesel knew Jesus personally. I don't know how old Vin Diesel is now, but he's got to be getting up there, surely. He can udumb.
Oh, actually, I wasn't interviewing, but that makes more sense. Brief moment of silence.
I beat you. Maths, please. Is anyone good at maths? 18th of July, 1967. There's good old Mark. His real name's Mark.
Is it?
Mark Sinclair.
Where the fuck does Vin Diesel come from?
Fuck knows. 1967. So that would make him... So the 70s would make him 50. He'll be... So he's
56?
No.
Oh. 5. 7. 57? 58. 60. 55.
55-ish. Yeah, I think he'll be 56 this year. Oh, whatever.
That's what I said first.
No,
You said no.
Sorry, no, he'll be 55 this year.
Go fuck
Because 3 from 7, 8, 9.
Don't try and explain
And
numbers
then-
and maths to me.
2. Oh, I'm the fucking one with shit at numbers. So I think we all are. It's fair. It's fine. We're all shit at numbers. But yeah, obviously, he shows up. He's like, we know Han. And then they had a conversation. Like, all the conversations around that scene then just causes plot holes going forward. But
I haven't seen those ones yet, so I'm not aware of it.
no, neither here nor there. But he's been racing all over Asia. Hasn't. But fine. We'll get there. We'll get there. You will be pleased to know that everyone's back in the next one.
So everyone.
Everyone from... No, well, not everyone.
So who do you mean by everyone? So you mean Paul Walker and...
Paul Walker, Vin Diesel, Mia.
Oh, right, okay. So does it have any of this cast in it as well?
No.
Do any of these people come back?
I say nothing. Which only means yes at that point. But when? Who knows?
Basically, what I meant is, does this film become relevant going forward still, or is it like in any way, or is it just a complete one-off, spin-off thing?
No, it's relevant in minor ways. But yeah, it all gets weird for a while. But yeah, so it's the whole crew from the first one, bar dead people.
Oh. That'd be a very different movie if it had the dead ones in it.
Yeah, exactly. So it's Vin Diesel, Paul Walker. I can never remember her name. Michelle Rodriguez, that's the one. Mia, I can never. Jordana Brewster, there we go. Everyone. There was one guy in the first one that is just never mentioned again. Obviously, there was Vince.
I'll find out next week.
Vince, who was hanging off the thing. Jesse was killed, and then there was Leon, the other guy. Yeah. He turned into smoke and vanished. Apparently, he doesn't show up.
Well, I look forward to watching that one next week. I'm still looking forward to watching the rest of the series.
Yeah, this. So basically, this is when they started figuring out what they wanted to do.
I see.
With the movies, this isn't where where they nailed it, but this is where they started figuring out what they wanted to do and where it was going. So that'll be. He's excited. I'm excited. Street Sportster says, fuck this movie and these movies. That is all. But for those who like it, hey, you do you. Also, rip that guy who died from this movie. You could say he was going too fast and furious. Ha ha ha, going to hell for that. That was a lot. I do like these movies, so I will do me. I think you're referring to Paul Walker, and this is the only movie he's not in. That's not true, because he dies. So there are obviously some he's not in. They're not just like puppeting.
Oh Lord! Don't they do something with him? I thought they did like a
Well, that's because they started 7.
Right.
They'd done half of 7. And so they used his brothers and like CGI face replacement and stuff to finish that movie.
I look forward to judging that.
I mean, a bit of a dick thing to judge. It was one of the only things in CGI that I feel like I've never really seen anyone judge it. Because it was just like, we know it's not great. They had no intention of using this technology.
I suppose.
They didn't really want to use this technology. They just had the inconvenience of Paul Walker crashing a Porsche at a million miles. Have you seen the photo of the car?
Yeah, I have seen it.
That's not a car.
No.
It looks more like a bolognese. Like, it was fucking ridiculous. They didn't Weekend at Bernie's it. Yeah, that would be a problematic movie. I don't think much of Paul Walker's family would have signed off on that. Family. But yes, Fast and Furious is that the titles get weird now. So it's Fast and Furious, Fast 5, Furious 6.
Hang on, wait. See, this next one's called Fast and Furious. Mm-hmm. So it's called The Fast and the Furious.
Mm-hmm. Too Fast, Too Furious. The Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift. Fast and Furious. Fast 5. See, do you know what doesn't help though? A lot of the movies going forward have different titles within the movies as they did on promotional stuff.
Oh. Sorry, so what's the 6th one called?
Furious 6 was what it was promoted as. So it's Fast 5 and Furious 6.
So, right, but what is the 6th one then actually called? You say it's what it's promoted
Fast
as?
and Furious 6.
Right. Fast 7 then?
Fast and Furious 7. But it was then Fast 7, Fate of the Furious, F8, Fate of the Furious.
And then Fast 9 is Fast 9?
F9.
Oh, it is F9. Yeah, I remember.
But like within the actual title cards of the movies, and I'm pretty sure on the box it just says Fast and Furious 9 and Fast and Furious 8 and stuff.
Why can't they get that right? Why can't they just make that a thing?
I honestly don't know. Like,
what's going on?
There's nothing wrong with the. I quite like the going Fast and Furious, Fast 5, Furious 6. That works quite well. But then they have nowhere to go. Yeah. That's the problem. So it's Fast and Furious 7.
Why don't you just do subtitles again? Like what you've essentially done with Tokyo Drift. Why don't you just do that? That makes more sense to call it Fast and Furious. Pun.
I know.
I don't know what happens in that film, so I can't. I haven't seen it.
Yeah, but they
Fast and Furious. This one's got the rock.
people want it to be Fast 10 your seatbelts.
See, I appreciate that pun. I appreciate that pun.
F10Y is exit in Quake 1. It's a series of... You're talking to console gamers. Get your F10 out of here. Why isn't it just Alt F4 like every other game?
Or just options down, 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 X.
Or off. But
do you want to do the ranking?
let's do the ranking. I don't know how I'm going to convince you though. So I feel I'm going to lose.
Well,
but because
I'm going to bring up the current ranking. Text that I can't alter.
So obviously, number 1, we have The Fast and the Furious. Number 2, we have Too Fast, Too Furious.
Right.
Where will Tokyo Drift go?
It's going to end up being up to you guys because you want to put it in number 1.
I want to put it at number 1.
I want to put it in number 3.
Yeah, I won't allow that.
Right.
I'll allow 2.
I mean, we could agree to disagree on 2, but I don't really agree with that. We could agree to disagree, or we go with the original plan where... I mean, I feel like we've tried to convince each other for the last half hour anyway.
I don't think it's going to work.
No.
So I don't think
We
the
could
pitch
just
is going
put
to
it
work.
to what do the audience think?
People in the audience. But wait, as in, which one of us do they agree with, or where would they put it? Because I feel that's a harder...
Oh.
Just vote 1, 2, or 3. 1, 2, or 3. Shout in the audience 1, 2, or 3.
Yeah, that'd be
Preferably, we need everyone to do it.
all 4 of you.
Well, yeah, but
And soon.
yeah, preferably not in a day or 2.
Yeah, like now would be great. To be honest, a few minutes ago when we first asked, that would have been really helpful. You've just got to type a number. What's going on?
The delay is what's going
Oh,
on.
maybe 3. Good. Right. All right.
We have 1.
We're looking at 3 so far.
I haven't seen this since about 2010. Well, do it from your 2010 memory then. 1, 2, or 3.
Rich says, hello chaps in chat. Sorry for being missing in action, but want to watch this for the first time at some point, so didn't want to spoil
You've
it.
had 15 years, mate.
Lord.
15 years.
Lord. So far, we've just had a vote for 3. So I'm winning.
We need fucking numbers, people. Pipe in, because otherwise it will default to I'm host, I win.
3!
So there is new things happening here. I'm putting in permanent bans for anyone who doesn't agree with me going in the future, because this hurts. This hurts me. I think you're all factually fucking morons. Worse than Too Fast, Too Furious, which I would rather bend over and fucking be... I would rather be pegged by a cactus than watch Too Fast, Too Furious
That can be arranged.
No.
No, it can. You can get cactuses up at the chills.
I'm very upset with all of you. Rich, can you please just vote 1 and get Katie to chime in and vote 1 as well?
Right, but then that doesn't help us. That just puts us in the same situation.
Yeah, and then we can agree to a disagree and put 2.
Put
If
2.
it's even, we can meet in the middle.
I see. Whereas the moment, even you have to admit,
It doesn't matter now. Like, if you watch it in the next week, we'll be on to different movies, won't we? That's the... 7.
So that's still 3 then. That's still bottom. That's still bottom.
I said vote for 1. I didn't say throw in a random number. I said vote for 1. I said vote for 1. Simple instructions.
Basically, I think what that has determined is the current ranking is in 3rd place. It's Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift. In 2nd place, it's Too Fast, Too Furious. And the top is still the best one, which we do both agree on this. No, we don't.
No, we
I'm
don't.
Not listening. I'm not paying attention. Is the Fast and the
Thank
Furious.
you, Katie.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, it doesn't
I
help
mean,
me
still
now.
winning.
I've been outvoted because Rich put 7. So we'll be having P60 versus conversations.
Do you want me to put it in 2? We can put it in 2.
People have spoken.
All right, cool. People have spoken. That's
Even
it,
though
then.
they're
bottom.
cunts.
It's at the bottom. Let's see
I
if
use
something...
my 1 per show on you people.
I can't update the text, so you'll just have to use your imagination.
And now we get more viewers who could have come and saved the day.
Too late now. Too late now.
Fuck you all. I'm not actually leaving. This has been the show where I retire. There was a beastie. It's gone.
I'm very smug.
And Rich, that's the sort of blind commitment and loyalty that I expect from our audience. I don't expect people to know what they're voting for as long as it's for me.
You sound just like the government.
Yeah?
So,
And look how well they're doing. For themselves, I mean, not for
I'm not going that well.
the country.
But-
Let's be honest. People wouldn't like me very much if I was in power, but it would be utopia.
No, I agree with that. I agree with that.
This has been Admit One, your movie and TV podcast right here on Rabbit Hole Media. If you like what you're doing and what you're doing is watching us, and actually I'm more than very bottom of the barrel compliment, but I appreciate it nonetheless.
I'm still undecided.
What?
I was being mean to you, and I'm sorry. It wasn't necessary.
Let's see.
It was a below the belt shot. I apologise.
If you like what you're doing and what you're doing is watching us, you can follow us on Twitter at rabbithole_UK. You could... You can subscribe to us on YouTube where you can see us anytime that you wish. You can follow us on Twitch at Rabbit Hole Media, and you can join the chaos and carnage that is our conversation over in our Discord.
Indeed.
Where I will be putting words. And now you can follow us on Instagram at rabbithole_media_UK and on TikTok at Rabbit Hole Media for all the behind the scenes tits and bits. That was my protest. If you'd like to support us, head to merch.rabbitholemedia.co.uk for a wide range of merchandise that will only get wider. And finally, if you're watching us live on Twitch and are an Amazon Prime member, you get 1 free Twitch Prime membership a month. Please find it within your hearts to give that membership to us. I think you owe me now. It doesn't cost you a penny, but goes a very long way in helping us bring you the shows that you love.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
Even though it's very clear you all prefer Chris. Which is an insane sentiment.
I don't know why, actually.
I
don't know why that would be.
What an insane sentiment.
I don't know why people would prefer me. Because I don't prefer me. And I'm me.
What's it you prefer me?
I prefer you over me.
Oh. Coming up on the channel, of course, we will be back to talk about Boba Fett, unfortunately. Episode 5.
You made me watch this film. I'm making you watch Boba Fett.
I might just guess my way through it. I'll assume some form of flashback happened involving sand.
I think we can both predict the next episode pretty accurately. That there's some form of flashback, then the Mandalorian shows up.
Yeah, I don't see much of a need to watch it personally. What was I saying? Ah, yes. Admit One will return on Saturday to talk about Boba Fett episode 5, immediately followed by Press Start. Next Tuesday, we will return for Fast and Furious, the film where they start figuring out what's going on a bit.
I look forward to seeing how it plays out. I generally look forward to seeing how it's playing out.
Yeah, I love these movies. Pretty much going forward. I don't mind the next one, and then 5 onwards, I'm just like, fuck yeah. But yeah. Thank you for joining us. Thanks for nothing when it comes to the ranking. I just want to pre-warn/threaten. If you think I'm upset with the Fast and Furious ranking, wait until you see what happens when you disagree on an MCU ranking. I just want to.
Now the thing is,
I'm
what?
fairly certain we're pretty much in sync.
For the most part, I know there's a few differences we have in a few areas, but for the most part, we're pretty much on the same page with MCU.
It's because it's the correct answer.
Yeah.
It's not just an opinion; it's fact.
But I know there are a few things we differ on.
This is true.
But not hugely. And even then, it's only like a minor difference, really, and a very minor difference in opinion. I actually think we're probably...
To be fair, there is a lot of movies like in the middle where I could move.
Yeah, exactly.
Either
Same.
way.
So we're probably in positions where kind of like...
It's the bottom few. It's the bottom few. And I reckon I have Guardians 2 lower than anyone else on the planet.
See, that's the only thing. You probably have Guardians 2 a little bit lower than where I'd have it, but probably close enough where it's kind of really
It's
indifferent.
pretty much the bottom.
Yeah.
That's all. That's your sneak peek. There are like weird Phase 1 movies that aren't very good, and then Guardians 2 is a bit shit. I'm not a fan. Not a fan of that movie at all, really. But anyway.
You might rewatch it as part of the rewatch and go, actually...
I've rewatched it multiple times. It's still a bit shit. Because I don't skip it. I don't... We are talking in like... With the MCU, it's a bit shit.
Oh, yeah,
it's
I
still
know,
not a shit movie.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. You don't have to explain that to me. I understand.
Yes. But anyway, we're not there yet, and we have no idea when the fuck we will be, so there's no point having this conversation right now. Let's just end this episode by ranking the entire MCU, including the shows. No. Yes, thank you very much for joining. Make sure you do your homework for Saturday and next Tuesday. And until next time, we shall see you then.
Goodbye.
It fucking worked!
Bloody mic stayed on. God,
Oh, for fuck's
Jesus.
sake!